Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Cobra has taken over the world with ice and freezing weather and snow with the Mass Device. And we are starting our Mass Device themed episodes very, very cold with Breaker 158 in the classified line. Yay or nay. It's cold all over the world. The weather has been changed. It is snowing. It is freezing. It is ice, and we are not very happy about this weather. So we're going to go into the history of Breaker. We're going to go into a little bit of the history of the Mass Device and that, and we're going to talk some fun stuff today. So strap in, put on your parkas, and let's go. First off, we're going to go to, of course, Dan Klingensmith's series of guides, and this is volume number three. Number three, Creating G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero by Dan Klingensmith Jr. Again, thank and let me say my name is David Allen, or if you'd like, Super Dave, freezing Super Dave. And then hello to everybody in the chat this morning. Michael Gene Fleming, good morning. I hope it's not cold where you are, Michael Gene Fleming, because it's cold where I am. And I'm in Florida, so it shouldn't be cold here, but it is. But there you go. Well, so there's a lot to unpack with Breaker, first off. So Breaker was created in 1982. He was originally part of the OG 13. Alternate names: NA, year release 1982 and 1983, because he had the straight arm in 82 and then the swivel arm in 83, designed by Ron Rudat. Again, Ron Rudat designed most figures up through 87, with the exception of a couple and some vehicle drivers. So it says, Breaker, labeled as communications officer, Breaker's primary duty was to communicate to the Joe forces what was happening on the battlefield. Ron Rudat, product designer, shared that he wanted all communication to feed from his backpack straight into his helmet. Early renderings of the helmet were much more sophisticated than the one that was eventually released. Not only did it have dual microphones to allow communication with more than one battalion, it also had an antenna that allowed him to communicate at great distances. So here's some turnaround Breaker there, and some equipment designs for him there. And then there's a little bit of a note here from the team. It says real name Alvin R. Kibbe, SNRA 757793518, primary MOS signalman, secondary MOS infantry, POB Gatlinburg, Tennessee, grade PFC. Subject first became interested in radio and electronics at the age of 12 and was already quite proficient at the time of his enlistment. His is familiar with all NATO and Warsaw Pact communication gear, as well as most World War devices, world export devices. Graduated AIT, Fort Benning, top of his class. Edition, Signal School, Fort Gordon, Covert Electronics, Langley, Project Gamma, Aberdeen, Qualified Expert M16, M19, 11, A1, Mac 10, Ingram, Classified, speaks 7 languages. Excerpt from Psychological Profile, Captain J. Owsley. Aside from maddening propensity for chewing gum with mouth open and popping his muddy boots on desktops, PFC Kibby is quite a charming individual. He is efficient and self-assured and has an uncanny ability to turn adverse situations to his favor. Peer personality profile E5 McConnell, Greg S. Wow, man. When I first met Breaker, I thought he was just another crazy Cracker Ridge runner. Poppin' gum and Quislin Orange Crush by the Guzzlin Orange Crush by the case. I gotta admit, I was boo coop apprehensive about having a mushmouth hillbilly with a jaw full of double bubble calling and artillery support on any team I was a part of. But I was wrong. Boy, was I wrong. So there you go. That's a little bit of a history on Breaker. So then there's a little bit of turnarounds and design sketches for his helmet and all of his equipment and his file card and his face and head sculpt on there as well. So they gave quite a lot of extra stuff on Breaker. It says on December 16th, 1982, a meeting was held between R&D and marketing regarding a running change during the 1983 product year. The change entailed resculpting 3 1982 open stock character heads, one of which was Breaker. The memo from December 17, 1982 stated the communication officer will be changed from Style D to and under determined Style L. The hair and eye color were to remain unchanged from its 1982. So if you look at this, he looks kind of like Grunt in that picture there, and they changed him to the bearded version over there. So that's interesting that he was going to be different from the original version. And the file card showcases that as well on there instead of the bearded version. So I think that's interesting swap that they did with him. And I think that is it for Breaker's history and background. So then now we're going to get the original Breaker file card. And there's the original file card for Breaker for the OG13. And that looks like the straight arm version of Breaker. If I can get that light out of there, you can see it better. There, how's that? Better? Yep. So that is from Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe, Volume 1, 1982 to 1983, by R. Carson Metaxas and 3D Joes. All right, so, hey, Clement, good morning. Thanks for joining us. I hope it's not too cold in South Africa right now, because it's pretty cold up here in the States. So then Breaker got his first appearance in G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, #1, with all the OG13 characters. Now, I believe there's a little bitty thing in here with Breaker that I like. It might not have been Breaker. It might have been somebody else. I'm going to check to make sure on the back where they have a little profile of different characters. And I wanted to make sure. Yeah, I think that's him right there. Breaker. So they did a little profile piece on Breaker there, and he's chewing his bubble gum, and he's hiding away underneath that rock, protecting his radio, and he's drinking his orange soda. So that's pretty interesting. Crush. And then they're radioing him. Let's hear it for communications. And he's singing. He's got the radio playing in that piece of artwork, which I think is really funny. So he's definitely a laid-back type of a character in the G.I. Joe original series. Now, we're going to go into very hot where you are right now in South Africa. So this is your summer, I'm guessing, and it's our winter right now, Clement. So then we're going to go into the Mass Device. So he appeared in the Mass Device miniseries, which was the very first animated G.I. Joe series that was done from Sunbow in 1983. I think the Mass Device came out. And so that's what this version of him is going to be, a subgroup of the Mass Device. You can see on there it has the Mass Device logo with the elements. So this is what this version of Breaker is. It was part of that subgroup that was exclusive to Target at the time. So they had switched over from Tiger Force and Python Patrol to a new sub group and exclusive brand with the Mass Device branded figures. So there was already a Breaker previously, but we're going to show his vintage figure first before we go into his previous figure. So here's his first figure, his vintage figure, and it's a straight arm there. I've got his helmet and I've got his radio device on there, equipment on the back. It has that little hose that sticks into it. It technically should go right in there like that. And I have a weapons pack backpack on him. He does not have his original backpack. I have his original helmet and his gear, but I don't have his original backpack. Gunpowder Nitro, 15 degrees, feels like 4 in East Tennessee. Wow. Sorry about that. G.I. Joe, Yojo Daddy, 610. Good morning, Super Dave. Driving into work. Enjoy that drive. I hope it's not too cold in Alabama right now. It feels like we're in like the 40s or something like that in Florida, but it's okay. So there's your original Breaker there. So we'll put him back in his package. So then the Classified had did a previous Breaker, which came with the Ram motorcycle. And there's the original Breaker from Classified. It was like in the 30s, I think, around 29 or 30, this Breaker came out. And it came with the Ram motorcycle. And you can see he's got all that gear on and radio equipment and sunglasses and stuff. He's a really nice figure. I think it was a nice upgrade Classified figure. It's definitely a darker deco than the vintage one. The vintage one is a little bit more army drab. In fact, the motorcycle is closer to the vintage one than the actual Breaker. The Breaker on here is a much darker color scheme than his vintage version. So I just wanted to showcase that first version a little bit for you guys. And everybody's saying 24 there. 610 Yojo Daddy. Wow. Everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. So then we get to the Classified version. So there he is. He's popping his bubble gum and he's on his little computer pad and stuff like that. I don't think the other had the computer pad. So that was something that they adopted from the Grunt figure, where they had that little computer pad on his chest. So that's an update for this figure. That's new. And he obviously is going to have the new helmet as well. You can see on the package, he's got that new helmet mold as well. So then we have the QR code, the target artwork, and the designations. So we're going to go into the designations real quick and look at that, see what he's got on there. He's got a radio tower, which I'm guessing is communications. Yep. He's got a walkie-talkie, which I'm guessing is telecommunications device. He's got linguistics, I believe. Yep, linguistics. And then he's got the cryptography. So those are all the designations for Breaker, for this version of Breaker. And then we have the Shooting the Galaxy artwork on the back there, by Mike and Matt, and a couple of call outs on the package there. So it looks really cool. it looks like he's trying to get the weather, the element from the volcano or whatever during the Mass Device miniseries. So I think that's a really cool call out. You see some Sky Strikers back there in the background. You see that lava on there. You see him carrying that lava element there, which is really cool. I like that a lot that they did that. That's a nice piece of artwork. And then of course, we have the loadout again. We have the call out to the Mass Device, all the elements. And then on the top, it says Alvin Breaker Kibbe. So it gives his full name and all the equipment. Now, this one's definitely got some new elements because it's got the head with the bubble gum, which I find really funny because at one of the conventions of Assembly Required, in one of the kits, they gave us some bubble gum for classified figures. They 3D printed it and did a little package for it. In fact, I might be able to get it without too much trouble. Just give me a second. So there's the package, the interior package, the stars and stripes again. So I'm going to see if I can get that bubble gum that we got from Assembly Required. I think it's right here. Where is that? Oh, here it is, right here. Here it is. We got a little 3D printed bubble gum, Breaker bubble gum from Assembly Required. One of the really cool things that you get from Assembly Required. They have all kinds of awesome stuff that you can get there that's part of the convention. So I think that's funny that they did that. And I've wanted to put it in Breaker's mouth, but he doesn't really have that space to put it in, but now this new one does. Dave, how long have you done YouTube? I think this is my maybe third year, second or third year. Clement, why? What makes you ask that question? Second or third year. So then let's get him out of his package. So we're going to first get out this head with the bubble gum. I wanted to show you that bubble gum head there. Which I find fascinating because he was using that in that artwork that we showed in G.I. Joe #1 as well. I love that. I think that's a funny little thing, that call out for that there. Had to step away for a minute, but it's 25 here in central North Carolina. It's to get above freezing today, just long enough for stuff to start to melt and then refreeze over. Okay, Michael Gene Fleming. So you can watch it after on the replay crew if you want. I found it mildly annoying, but mainly just hilarious that there is an OG-13 character that has gotten 2 figures, and both of them are Target exclusives. Yeah, isn't that funny that they both were Target exclusives? I've got to agree with you on that. Now, just looking at the figure, he definitely is closer to his Sunbow deco. If you looked at a lot of the decos on the Sunbows, they don't all look identical green across the board. They all have slight different shades. Some have like gray, some have army drab green, some have more of a marine green, some are lighter green, and so on. So there's a variety, so you can tell the different characters. So in this figure, they gave him that grayish blue that he had in the animated series, which I like. I think it helps him stand out as an original variation of this character. Let's see. Too true, Michael Gene Fleming. Too true. Dave, my birthday is on the 31st. Wow. So you're a January birthday. I was on the 11th this month, Clement. So we both share the same month. So you're going to be your birthday is the day before G.I. Joe Day, Clement. That's pretty fun. Happy early birthday, Clement. Yes. Happy early birthday. It's going to be really cool because there's going to be a lot of news around your birthday for G.I. Joe Day, Clement. I think that's a great time to have a birthday. All right. So you can see he's got a little bit of the same head, just a lighter brown on the hair deco, and the face printing looks pretty much the same as well, which I think they did a better job with it, slightly better job with it as well. He's got a sheath up there on that his shoulder part of his secondary, and he has that little computer tampo that I was telling you that the clutch had. They added that and they gave him that secondary there. I'm wondering if, yeah, the secondary is a completely different secondary, and he has that little silver like tag thing there, and he has like a bronze type belt buckle on the belt. He's got a little bitty pocket there for, it looks like a walkie-talkie or something, or a phone, and then he has a sheath on the back of that you can put a holster that you can put a gun or something in it. He's got two secondary pouches on both sides of his right and left legs as well. He's got all black boots and black knee pads. He's got a little bitty shoulder, little black shoulder edges to his shirt and his secondary there as well. And then underneath the arms on both sides, he's got some, it looks like battery packs, I guess you can call those battery packs on both sides there underneath on that secondary. So he's got a lot of stuff on that secondary. But I do like this figure a lot. He really is, he stands out as a unique looking figure with the colors and the deco. And there's a little bit lighter blue on that computer there as well. So there's a lot of good colors with the light blues and the grays and the blacks and the silvers. And then it says, if you can see that really close on there, above that computer, there's a little bitty tampo, and it says A. Kibbe. So it says Albert Kibbe up there. So there's a lot of really nice details with this. He's got the black watch there as well on his left arm. So he looks a lot different. This is definitely an upgraded figure from the previous one, I must say. Let's see. All right. So then we have the his helmet. It looks like it might be a slightly different helmet. Like I said, this is I think the airborne helmet I'm getting recently over the last, I'd say 30 or 40 figures for Joe. It's got the blue deco, and it's got all the black radio equipment and everything all on both sides of it and on the back as well. So we're going to put that on him. In fact, I'm going to swap out his head. I want to swap out his head to the bubblegum head. There. Because I want the bubblegum head to be on him, so it's different than the other head driving the ram. There. So I swapped out his head. I put that head on there. And now I'm going to put the helmet on over that. There. So there I have his helmet. I got the alternate head with the bubble gum. There. Looks pretty good like that, I think. So I'll put that head over here. Oops. I lost it. Get back over there. Stay there. All right. So then we have that little knife that goes in that sheath. Little deco on that. I think we've seen this knife a bunch of different times. There you go. It's going to go in the little sheath that's on his secondary, on his shoulder up there. See that sheath up there? It's going to go right in there. There. So now you have his knife in there. I don't know if I showed, but there's a little bit of deco, like computer deco on that terminal there as well, to showcase it is a little bitty computer or some sort of a cell phone or something like that attachment. So then we're going to take out his backpack, and similar to what they said in Dan's book, he had a much bigger backpack, and he has a lot more antennas and stuff like that on this version. And there's some black deco with uh, um, computer stuff on there, and the black harness that goes around the backpack. So there is a lot of deco on this backpack, which is very good. The previous one did not come with a backpack. The Ram motorcycle one didn't come with a backpack. So I like the fact that they have all that like detail on the back for the secondary as well. I love the fact that they go all the ways around these figures, and it's like it it's a complete figure. It has detail all around on all sides, the legs, everything. You can see all the detail on those legs and everything, like most of the figures. One of the things he does have is he's got the butterflied shoulders, he's got the double pinned elbows, he's got the double pinned knees, he's got the foot rocker, he's got the secondary ankle articulation, he's got the wrist articulation, he's got the thigh and calf articulations, he's got the leg and crotch articulation. He does have the ab crunch there underneath the secondary, and he has the head articulation. He does not have the secondary wrist articulation or the swivel wrist articulation, which is fine because they did give him a lot. They did load him out quite a bit with a lot of extras. All right, so then we're going to get some more of his accessories out. So he's got the tube that we've seen many, many times. This is a thinner version of it, and it's going to connect to his radio and his backpack. So we'll do that. There's a little bitty hole there in his backpack, and this goes in there. And I'm guessing, where does that go? Oh, it goes into his helmet, similar to the vintage one where it went into the helmet. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the wire going into the helmet there. So they copied that and they added that detail. So it goes into his radio helmet there to keep the receivers and keep all the communication and stuff like that. Let's see. I might have put the wrong one in the wrong one. Let's see. Get that. That is not an easy wire to get into that helmet. It's a bit tight. And then that goes into the backpack there. So it's gotta stay in there pretty tight. So I think that's pretty good. So there you go. We got that on there, all connected. Then we have he's got a revolver and a silencer. And so I was thinking that little pouch at the back was for a walkie-talkie of some sort, but it actually goes to the silencer. And a silencer attaches to this revolver. He's got one of those longer revolvers there. So the silencer goes into that. There, like that. So we're going to put those both in the sheaths and the holsters on his belt. Get them out of the way. Let's see. It kind of looks like a walkie-talkie, actually, to be honest with you. It does look like that to me, anyway. If you take it off the gun, it kind of looks like a walkie-talkie. I'm going to have to remove his backpack because it's kind of in the way. Maybe. All right. So I got that in there, and then I'm going to put his revolver in his holster that's on his back, like there. There. So now he has the revolver and the silencer in his um, belt. His belt. So there's your revolver, and there's your silencer. The silencer does look kind of like a walkie-talkie, like that. I think. Um, I think some of the metal details. He's got these like buckles all the ways around the belt. So there's one there. There's one there. There's one in the front. There's one on that side. All those little buckles, I think, are really interesting. The deco that they added, that silver, like bronze looking deco, or I don't know what you call that, pewter. I'm not sure. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Da, da, da. Everybody's saying hello to happy birthday to Clement. Um, let's see. Super awesome figure. I love the vintage one. I hope Super 7 makes a breaker and a clutch. I don't know about that. G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17, because Brian Flynn, I've done several interviews. You can go back into my library and watch some of those interviews. He said he's not going to do stuff that's already been done. So if Breaker's already been done as an O-ring and as a swivel arm figure twice, I don't think they're going to make another O-ring of that character. It would have to be a new version. Maybe make him in like his Hawaiian clothes, because him and Rock and Roll are always traveling around the country in Hawaiian clothes, going on different adventures, getting themselves into trouble or getting captured or something. Maybe that might be something they could do, would be Rock and Roll and Breaker like that, or Clutch and them all together. I don't know. I don't see Super 7 doing a regular figure of that. Let's see. I definitely went with the gum head. It's yeah, you're right, it is. Hoping they make a Sparks. Yeah, I want a Sparks too. I think that would be a cool different figure character that has never been made before. Great figure. I got more than a few. Oh yeah, Sean Jones, that's cool. Everybody's saying hi. I'm gonna use his gray outfit for Night Force Customs. Oh, okay. That's a good way to customize, I guess. 610, Clan, Michael, everybody saying hello. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Sean Jones. Thank you. I like how careful you are with the figures, trying not to drop it. Yeah, well, I drop a lot of stuff. So I have to be very careful. He said he wouldn't make a Destro, but he made one, LMAO. So Brian is just pulling your leg to keep you guessing. Well, but the Destro that he made is a version of Destro that has never been made. Arctic Destro from the movie. That version of Destro was never made before. That's why that's an original version. So if you look at all the versions that they've made, all the characters that they've never made those versions in O-Ring or Reaction Plus before. Like Pythona, right? Perfect example. Big Lob, perfect example. The O-Ring version of Snake Eyes with the mass device, that was never made as an O-Ring. That version, that Destro never made. Scarlet Arctic, Cobra Commander Arctic, the other Snake Eyes in Arctic. None of that has ever been made in O-Ring or Reaction Plus before. Those are all original. Ramar, the Fatal Fluffies, none of that's been made before. Zartan from Cold Slither, never been made before. So that Destro is a new version of Destro. But he said he wouldn't make a Destro, but then he did. But he said he wouldn't make the original Destro. The original Destro that came out in 1983 O-Ring version, he's not going to redo that Destro. So that's not the same. That's not the same thing. You got to look at it from that perspective. It's not the same. Duke was made before. The Duke that came out from Super 7 Reaction Plus was the Arena of Sport Duke, and it was animated color scheme, and he had some weapons and stuff from the Arena of Sport as well. So that's a different Duke. You've got to look at these things as different. They're not identical. The version that came out from G.I. Joe in the 80s was a normal Duke. In fact, they did two Dukes. They did a mail away and they did a regular one. They're slightly different decos, but they're the toy version of that figure. So there's the toy version, there's the Sunbow animated version, there's comic book versions, then there's different versions of all of those as well. You've got to look at it from all those perspectives. G.I. Joe 66 Delta. They're trying not to duplicate something, but they are trying to do something different. The characters are all the same, just make different. Okay, well, that's perfectly fine if that's the way you see it. But you want different characters. So hopefully in the next wave we got Mara in the last wave. We got Cobra Commander with the cloak and all the royal garb and stuff like that from the movie. So that was a different Cobra Commander. We got like I said, the Mass Device Snake Eyes, and I think we got the Arctic Scarlet with that last wave. So the next wave, maybe they'll be all brand new characters that have never been made before. I hope so, because there's a lot that they can do, comic book characters and other variations of other characters as well. We'll just have to wait and see. I like the deep, you like the deep cuts. You like the deep cuts, rather. So I'm hoping they're going to do a Quinn, a regular Quinn, because they did an Arctic Quinn in the 2-packs in the modern era as an O-ring. So we need a regular Quinn as an O-ring, and then possibly Raven from the animated episode. They did a regular reaction, but they didn't do a reaction plus version. So there's a possibility she might be coming as well. He's strongly hinted at those two characters for O-ring reaction plus coming. And there's a lot of other stuff. I would like to get a Rocky Balboa as an homage to that possible Rocky figure that we're going to get as an O-ring. That would be a deep cut. And then we have the rest of Cold Slither. We got Satin in her band. We got Honda Lou. There's Sparks, General Flag. There's tons of stuff. Tons and tons of stuff. We are going to retro card almost every figure classified is sticking around for a while. Oh yeah. Ultra Mentish. You're a new person in the chat, Ultra Mentish. Thanks for joining us this morning. Yeah, you're right. I love the glow-in-the-dark Commando Snake Eyes. Yeah, he's a really cool one. That's a new version in O-ring that never got done before. But it is Snake Eyes. We're going to get retro card versions of almost every figure classified. Is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Raven, I have to have that one. She is sexy. Oh boy. And possibly, we might get other characters like Honda Lou or Satin or I don't know, a number of other versions. I would like a Bongo the Balloon Bear O-ring reaction plus personally. He's right. There's still lots of material to base figures on. Yep. You're right. It's Mentish. Okay. Thank you. Pronounced like wrench. Mensch. I gotcha. Thank you. Like the Jewish term, a mensch. I gotcha. Thank you. All right. So back to Breaker. So we've got almost all of his gear and everything on him. He looks really nice with this. But we have one more element that we have to showcase, and pun intended, and that is the Mass Device, the Lava Mass Device element that comes with this subgroup from Target as an exclusive. And it's all gold, and it's really cool. It has some detail around that canister, the edge and stuff like that. I would hope at some point that classified, since they've been really heavily hitting the movie, the G.I. Joe feature film, animated feature film, that maybe they would go back and do the mass device and do more characters from that, because we've got a lot of interesting versions of characters. We've gotten Cover Girl from that. We've gotten who else have we gotten besides Breaker? Now we've got Snake Eyes with the polar bear. We've gotten the divers. We've gotten I'm trying to think. We really need a Major Blood and a Baroness for that the mass device variations. We got a nice Stalker and Gung Ho that are very Mass Device esque as well. Hawk from that. I would like to get maybe Sparks and General Flag from that, in a Major Blood and a Baroness. And I think that would pretty much round off your Mass Device variations of characters, and then a Mass Device like device or something that they could come with. Let's see. Let's see. I really like this version of Breaker. I've had him for a minute. Oh, cool. Ultramensch. It's a cool figure. They need to make Dr. Venom for Classified and Super 7. Yeah, that's a comic book character that a lot of people want. They're doing a lot of Sunbow with a Reaction Plus right now, but there are a lot of comic book characters that I would like to get in O-Ring Reaction Plus, official O-Ring Reaction Plus. That is characters like Scarface, Dr. Venom, Bongo the Balloon Bear, Billy, Hardmaster, Softmaster, Blind Master, Old Master, Clown, Candy Appel, her father, Dr. Appel. Who else? Several of those Freds. Maybe a Fred 7 in the jumpsuit before he goes into Armor Cobra Commander. Maybe an Armor Cobra Commander with the head off, and it's the Fred head. Crimson Guards with Freds 1, 2, and 7. Who else? What other characters are in the comics? Captain Min from the Cobra Island, the pirate. I'm trying to think of who else? That kid that was the skateboarder that was in the later issues of G.I. Joe that hung out with Billy and the Blind Master. I can't think of his name. Then there was who else in the comics? The Indians, several of the different Native American Indian people, and several of the insurgent people that Clown was involved with, the little midget guy. A lot of them would be really cool characters for comic book variations of characters. And then there was a guy that was in the Battle Force 2000, and I can never remember his name. They did him in the comics. And they killed him off, I think, but he was never in the toy line. So I think that guy would be a cool Battle Force character that never got made before. Let's see. And I need to make a Hannibal too. Oh, a Hannibal. Okay. Yeah, we need Fred and Janitor. And there's lots of stuff. All right, let's see. So we're gonna do like he kind of does in the artwork on the package. You see how he's like holding the canister? I'm gonna see if I can do that, so I can have him have all of his accessories on him. I'm gonna see if he's gonna be able to hold this canister. And I'm gonna turn his head this way a little, and I'm gonna have the bubble gum like that. I'm gonna see if that works. I hope it can. How did you guys do it, 610? Did you guys have him holding the canister like the artwork? Because I've got to put him on my display. And I want to make sure he's holding the canister. So there you go. So he's got the canister in his hand now. Now I just got to put it on a stand. See if I can get it to go on a stand. And then he holds that. And then I'll be able to put them on my display. I'll actually take the canister off for now, and then I'll put the stand on, and then I'll put the canister back on. So straighten him out. We could put his canister back there. And oops, it fell off. balance him. He's a little tipsy. Turn that arm up slightly like that. And voila, we have Breaker with the mass device element. Ultra Mensch, it's a really solid looking figure in some ways. Reminds me of the original bearded 12-inch Joes. Yeah, I think a lot of the classified OG13s do have a lot of those elements in them. I agree with you on, and it does harken back to the vintage figures with the beard and the flocked hair and the scar and the reverse thumb. They don't do that at Classified. I think that would be funny if they did do that as a callback to the original G.I. Joes. That's how they copyrighted those figures. I'm not sure if you guys ever knew that they made the thumb print upside down. So if anybody tried to copy or steal that design, they would get in trouble because it's copyrighted because it's distinct design thumb. And that's a fun little tidbit about the original OG guys. Only a couple figures away from the original 13. We need Grand Slam and Flash. Yeah, it's very heavily been rumored that we're going to get Flash this year, definitely, because he was accidentally leaked by Big Bad, Entertainment Earth last year for the summer wave of figures. And it wasn't him. It was somebody else. It was Sci-Fi that was in that wave. And so we do have him and Grand Slam to go. So we believe we're going to get him this year. And the Hasbro team have said in many Pulse streams this year and interviews that they're going to complete the OG13 this year. So Flash has got to be on the decks pretty soon, maybe in the next batch of figures. We may end up getting him in the next wave of figures with the G.I. Joe Day on February 1st. See, 610 Yojo Daddy. The originally had all the masters holding the canisters, but now just have all the three sitting in front of them. Ah, cool. All right. You know what you should do? You could see if someone can do one of the 3D printed little carts. Because in the 4-inch modern era, they did a whole set of mass device, and one of the Cobras had a little cart and had all the mass device elements on it. You should see if there's somebody out there that can 3D print you one of those carts. You can put all the mass device elements on there with a Cobra Trooper and stuff like that. I think that would be a fun thing. I hope if they ever do a mass device play set or whatever, that it would come with a Cobra with that cart, and maybe another character that we haven't gotten yet, maybe Dr. Venom or something. That would be kind of cool. And then do a G.I. Joe version of that, their version, and have it come with Sparks and like General Flag or something. I think it would be really cool. It comes with the General Brown figure. Oh boy, funny. Ultra Mensch, funny. Flash and Grand Slam should both be in the 2026 line plan, according to my sources. Oh, you got some sources, huh? 610 Yojo Daddy. How about sharing some of those sources off the chat and let me know what's going on? I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Grand Slam and Flash should come in a 2-pack like Steeler and Short Fuse. I don't know. I'm not sure. There would be a lot of new in that, and I don't know if they would want to put all that new in one 2-pack. Yeah, the armor is very similar. The heads are obviously different, but I would almost want to do Grand Slam in the silver and Flash in the red. I wouldn't want them both to be in the red. I think since Grand Slam got a second, and I would like to get 2 different versions of them. That's just my thing, and maybe we could get a vintage packaged version of them down the line, more accurate or something. I don't know. It's just, I don't want it to be like exactly like we've gotten. I want some different stuff, especially in Classified. If they're going to do it as a mainline Classified, it needs to be scaled up. If they're going to do it as a vintage package, okay, it's fine. You can copy that a little bit. But in the Sunbow, I think Grand Slam had like a very light decoed costume, like a teal costume. It didn't even look like his costume in the toy line. It was totally different. Um, I wish they had made the car like on the back of the Steeler and Grand Slam 2-pack box. Oh, okay, yeah, that would be kind of cool. You're right. My source contacted me last night. We're getting a Night Raven. We're getting a Night Raven. Is that going to be the high HasLab this year, Gunpowder Nitro? Wow. I would love a Night Raven, but I don't think that's coming. You're just kidding around. Okay, I gotcha. Dave, my go-to have a you got to go have a swim now. Well, enjoy yourself, Clement. Don't make sure you're safe in the water. Don't eat before you go swimming, an hour before you go swimming, because you don't want to get cramps and stuff like that. That's what we were always taught in my swimming team. I was on a swim team when I was a young kid, Clement, and we did that. You guys are so funny. Bring a buddy, LOL, Ultraman. All right, so what do we got next? We have, let me show you this bubble gum real quick. I'll show you what it looks like. I like this package, Bazooka Breakers bubble gum. And then if you open up, there's two different bubble gums. There's one that has a little doodad on it where you can stick it in the mouth. And then there's a single one as well. One has got a burst. I don't know if you can see that or not. One's got a burst and one's got the little thing that sticks in the mouth. There, is that better? There. So I put that back in here. Then you wrap that up and it's good to go. And it comes with 2 pieces of bubble gum. I got that at assembly required, like I said earlier. Let's see. I want a Night Raven so bad. I think it's a possibility. I think we can get a Night Raven. I think it's feasible. You would just have to break it down. It would have to be like that one jet that breaks apart in the middle, and the fuselage is separate and the pod is separate. You could fit it in a box, I think. It's still going to be big and long, but I think it can be done. I think it is feasible to be done. They just got to figure it all out. I would too, Gunpowder, just have zero idea where I would put it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be big. What's the next figure? Oh, you want to know what the next figure is? The next figure is going to be a creepy figure. It's a character that was not very well received when it originally came out in the vintage line. It's a new Cobra character that we've never gotten before in classified, but the original version of it is kind of a not that great. So classified has gone well beyond the realm of what we ever expected with this version of this character, and it is so creepy and so incredible. It's been on a lot of people's top 10s this year as one of their favorite figures. So that is our next figure. It's a Cobra, brand new Cobra for the classified line, and that will be probably tomorrow. G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17. So look forward to that. It's going to be a fun one because we got a lot to say about this particular character. And hopefully that's enough clues to let you know who it is. It's going to be 159 in the classified line. So there you go. And then we have, of course, my convention again, the Senflo Joe Show. Comes April 19th in Central Florida, Deltona, Florida, the center at Deltona. Mark Pennington, designer of the vintage G.I. Joe line, is going to be our primary guest. We also have Adam Riches, designer, package designer, and comic book artist. We have Matthew LaCroix, toy designer. painter and creator of the Fumbles action figure. He's going to have an exclusive figure at our show, and it's going to be an awesome O-ring figure that you guys would all want to get, and it'll be exclusive at our show. I cannot tell you who it is right now. We will reveal it in time as we get closer. We still got about 2.5 months. So when it gets closer, we'll let you know. We also, the Senflow Joe show, that's correct. 610 Yo Joe Daddy. Yep. And I'm not going to reveal yet 66 Delta 17, but I won't say that you're wrong. You skipped Crystal Ball. Oh, well, that was a bad thing to skip because he's an incredible figure. He's number 159. That's right. You got it. That's correct. What else was I saying? So yeah, we'll have an exclusive figure at the show that will be through Matt LaCroix's Strike Force Alpha toy company. We're also going to have Rising Sun Publishing, and we'll have a bunch of exclusives there for them. They're a comic book publisher. We're going to also have After Action Report, and we'll have the latest editions of After Action Report with author, publisher Roger Taft. We're going to have a couple other artists. Jason Mark Sobel is going to be there. And we're trying to get a couple more Hasbro inside vintage design and people from the 80s to be at the show as well. So to make the show as incredible as possible as a G.I. Joe experience for all you guys coming. And then on top of that, we're going to have all kinds of vintage toys, Star Wars, Lego, G.I. Joe of all histories, comic books, you name it. We're going to have all kinds of merchandise that you guys can buy. So there you go. Awesome figure. He's just not my thing. I understand. Ultramensch. If you guys would like, could please like, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Sharing these videos is the number one thing you can do to help this channel grow. We're trying to get up to the 250 mark, and we're trying to get from there to 1,000. So anything you can do to share these videos, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification so you can get notified of the next episodes, next videos for the channel. We go pretty regularly, and we've been doing a pretty good job, and I've really appreciated everybody so far that have come out in the chats and talked and added to the conversation and stuff like that as well. Crystal Ball sucked, but he goes good with Dracula from Super 7. Oh boy. Okay. G.I. Joe 66 Delta 17. That's an interesting take on that. You're subscribed and locked in. Thank you very much, Ultramensch. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So we talked a little bit about this yesterday on my Law and Order video, but I'm curious. There's a bunch of new people in the chat today. Curious what you guys' thoughts are on G.I. Joe Day and what the possibilities that we may get. We already know we have renders of the Arctic Strike Team with the Steel Core, the Drift Viper, and the Saw Viper, Arctic Saw Viper. And we also have renders for the Royal Guard, the Corporal La Royal Guard. So are those things possibly going to be in person and be pre-orderable maybe the week after G.I. Joe Day, next week, maybe Tuesday or Thursday, possibly? And then we have name-onlys of Iceberg, Hydra Viper, Red Dog, Taurus, Chabang, Zartan Ninja Force, Zanya. We don't know if she's coming with the Swamp Skier or not. Chabang's possibly a 2-pack. We're not sure yet. It's highly rumored. Deep Six, possibly. So those are all name-onlys that we've already gotten. So some of that stuff could come out for G.I. Joe Day. We may get renders. We may get some new name-onlys. We may get something completely out of left field, some big surprise like we've gotten every year. Like last year, we got the Striker. Nobody expected that. We also got the Armor Bot last year. In the previous year, we've gotten stuff like Scrap Iron. We've gotten the Claw revealed. So there's been a lot of surprises on G.I. Joe Day. Big surprises. So what do you guys think we could possibly get for G.I. Joe Day in this arena of stuff? Crystal Ball is creepy for sure. Oh yeah. Great show, Dave. As always, thank you very much, 610 Yojo Daddy. I appreciate you always coming in and adding to the conversation and helping me out. Sometimes I can't remember things, and you help me out a lot, so I appreciate it. When you're on the spot like this, it's a little trickier to try to keep all this in your memory. So what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to get some brand new, totally out of the box thing for G.I. Joe Day? Do you think some of these renders will be showed off in person with a little bit of video from Hasbro? Do you think some of the name onlys will finally get, and they'll tell us what they're going to be coming with? That Zanya, maybe Chabang, they'll show us some of that stuff. Where do you think it's going to go? I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. Oh, you're heading out, Sean Jones? All right, thank you very much. You got to go back to work. That's fine. I understand. So then we also got an item that was located at the ports that has come in, and we're not sure what this item is. It's a $60 item. What do you think that could be as well? There's no designations on it, so we don't know what the leaked listing name is, so we can't figure out what that is. Do you think it could be the Arctic 3-pack? Do you think it could be a 2-pack of Royal Guards? Do you think it could be Chabang and somebody? What do you think that is? So there's a lot of speculation as to what that could be. Think we will get renders on quite a few. You think it's going to be heavy renders, 610 Yojo Daddy, for G.I. Joe Day this weekend? No, you're still here. Oh, okay, Sean Jones. I thought you were leaving. So there's a lot of interesting stuff coming up, because they're going to have to save some of this stuff. Maybe they'll show it off at Toy Fair, but we also got a bunch of new things at Toy Fair, like the Quick Kick and Beachhead was new, and we got some other stuff that was new as well. But Chris McLeod in the Full Force will cover all that. We'll find out that. That'll be a couple weeks after G.I. Joe Day. So February is going to be a heavy G.I. Joe classified month. Very heavy. And then we'll probably get the Target Zartan Ninja Force will be probably pre-orderable in March. And maybe we'll have the Hasbro team will come to MegaCon in March as well. And maybe we'll get some cool new information on classified. They did the HasLab Transformers reveal at MegaCon last year, and that was late February. So I'm hoping we get them in February or in March at MegaCon. Dave, I'm not going to make any shows this year, so I'm going to need you to pick me up any exclusives offered. All right, Gunpowder Nitro, I will. With possible pre-orders, either way, it's going to be fun. Oh, yeah, definitely, 610 Yojo Daddy. So it's going to be really fun. Starting this weekend is where the fun's going to really heat up for classified. And there's a lot of other stuff. Mattel's finally revealed their first wave of figures that look really cool, with Batman, Robin, Flash, Joker, Deathstroke, Dark Knight, Batman, and Superman. So they've showcased the first 7 figures, I think. Yeah, I think so. Those are the first 7 figures. That looks really cool. I don't know if I will get those or not, because I'm buying so much as already. But there's going to be it's going to be an interesting year because toys are more expensive. We got tariffs, we got all kinds of things. A lot of the guys up in Canada can't even get anything. So hopefully you guys can help those guys up in Canada and ship them some stuff to continue collecting, because that's sad that they're not able to get a lot of stuff up there. I feel bad for them. So, right, we've got a lot of really cool videos coming up. Make sure you're all subscribed and you hit the notification for upcoming videos. Typically, we go around this time, around the 9:30 to 11 time frame in there. Most of you guys know that. And on Mondays, I'm going to be doing in the evenings. We're going to try to be a tag team with Punk with Toys. He goes at 9 and I'll go at 7. So we'll do a tag team there, and then random times on the weekends. So it helps you guys to know when I will be going live. And then we'll be doing comic book bursts whenever we get new comics and new information on the comics. There's some really cool stuff coming up in the comic world. They've showcased Storm Shadow, Scarlet on upcoming issues. And then there's some really cool stuff going on in Larry Hama's series as well. So keep an eye out on Skybound. They're doing some excellent stuff. They've just announced the next Silent Missions month in April, which is fun for my convention because it's going to be all Cobras this year. So all the Cobra Silent Missions stories, I believe, are going to be the Baroness, Copperhead, Zartan, Firefly, and the Crimson Guards are all the characters that will have Silent Missions comics. And if you get the variants where it has the Cobra symbol on, and it spells out Cobra, and it's really, really cool. So I'm very happy they're continuing that with Skybound, giving Skybound a bit of a break in April for that. The first batch, the Joe ones last April, were excellent. Really, really cool. The first ones I think were Spirit, Beachhead, Jinx, Duke, and Roadblock were all Silent missions. And then they reprinted the Silent Mission issue with Snake Eyes Silent Interlude as well. So I'm looking forward to all that. I think that's some really, really cool stuff. And Skybound's been really knocking it out of the park. So I hope you guys are all collecting comics. Yo, Joe. Yep. Skybound is killing it. Yep. I need a Zartan. I'd be happy with any variation at this point. He's leaving a gaping hole in my collection. Ultraman, you haven't been able to get any of the 4 Zartans that they've already done? That's surprising. I know the vintage package Zartan is a little tough to get, and I know that the San Diego Comic-Con one was a little tough to get, but you never got the regular classified one. And obviously the San Diego Comic-Con Cold Slither's got to be a little tougher to get as well. But that was up for pre-order for a very, very long time, that Zartan, with that set. So I'm surprised you didn't get it. So yeah, I guess the only one that would be the most feasible would be the first classified one, which I believe he's in the mid 20s, if I'm not mistaken. I just haven't come across any yet. Where are you located, Ultramensch? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, he runs around $150, the card back. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm sorry about that. You will find one, Sean Jones. Yeah, because there's a lot of conventions. If you're able to go to any conventions, like there's on the East Coast, I could name off like 6 or 7 different G.I. Joe events. Scranton, Pennsylvania, I'm shocked that you haven't been able to get one, because the original is best to get price-wise. Yeah, the original one. Because there's the Kentuckiana Joe show. There's the Winterfest that was just last weekend. There's ZoloCon. There's RetroCon. There's SoCal. No, the Joe Lanta, Toy Lanta, Joe Fest. Boston, Joe Con. So there's a lot of shows around the Pennsylvania area. I'm surprised you haven't been able to go to any of those shows. Ultramensch, to try and find those Zartans. They're probably going to be easier to find at conventions, I think, than try to find them in stores now, unless there's some toy stores near you. Pennsylvania, isn't the Kokomo toys in that area somewhere? Kokomo is someplace in Pennsylvania, maybe, or is that Indiana? I think it's Indiana. Saw one at our local con in Bama last weekend for 30. Well, that's probably what you're going to have to get it at, because they were originally about $21 or $22. So that's only a $6, $7 price hike. So I would definitely get that. If I was you. Oh, that's 610 Yojo Daddy. Sorry, I got confused. You're not that mobile. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Well, see if you can get some buddies in the area. I know a lot of people in the Pennsylvania area. Patrick Stewart's in the Pennsylvania area. He goes to a lot of shows. Toy Federation's in Pennsylvania, I believe, as well. And they have a really nice store with lots of stuff as well. Maybe you could contact them through the computer, and then maybe they could ship you one, and that way you can get it. So there's a lot of options on that. So it shouldn't be that difficult to get it, I don't think. But I'm not in your situation, so I'm sorry that it's been difficult for you. So what else is going on? I think that's probably going to do it for this episode. I think I've covered everything. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys all chiming in again and getting involved and adding to the conversation. Thank you everybody for getting involved with the replay crew. I hope I am doing a good job in these videos, and I hope you guys are enjoying this content. If there's something that you guys would like me to do an episode, some cool idea, let me know. I'll try to do that, to try and get some different ideas out. But I have a few things that I'm thinking about doing based around Dan Klingsmith's series. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day. And this is a very cold episode, so we're going to go with Mass Devices made it cold here. Yo, Joe! See you guys next time. Thanks a lot.